YouTube, what up? It's your boy Clipper the Clipper, and I'm back at it. In this video topic discussion, we're going to be talking about NBA trades. In the middle of the Arctic blast, especially on the East Coast, going to the South, and I guess to the Central, we stuck in the house, can't train, can't do nothing, with nothing to do but just to watch the television. We're gonna kick it off like this. I'm fair, right? I'm very, very fair. And one hobby that I love to do, besides doing everything else that I do, is I like journalism and NBA trade checker, like realgm.com. And me and my cousin, we used to always just, you know, exchange trade proposals throughout the league for teams that we don't go for, root for, celebrate, just to have an even league and, for it to be good games every day. So we try to be fair to each other. So I'm a Boston Celtic fan. However, everybody in my family are New York Knicks fans. Uh, so we're going to kick it off like this. In the NBA is a whole bunch of mouthing off, a whole bunch of bad behaviors. You love the players' games. You love how they play, their repertoire, their arsenal, their accomplishments. You love the game of basketball. But people get too caught up in, the activity of the game. And then they let it carry on to their personal life. So if you are a hacker or you're stealing and you're a shooter, you see where I'm coming from. So these words, they transgress into people's behaviors. Ja Morant, for instance. So me personally, I would trade Ja Morant for what's his name? The boy on Zion's team, Murphy the third. Yeah. I forgot his first name. Alex, is it Alex or something? It's not Troy, but Murphy, the dude that's a baller on the low, who comes through for the Pelicans despite if Zion is playing or not. That's the type of thing that needs to happen, right? You trade Ja Morant for Trey Murphy, the third, I think his name is. And you put Ja Morant with somebody he grew up on who could have an impact or some type of, positive output on his life. I think it was Zion. They played on the AAU team together. That's something you can do. That's a trade I would like to see. I would like to see if Ja Morant can get along with somebody like Zion in a place like New Orleans and calm down. Otherwise, you trade Ja Morant to somebody like Dallas for Kyrie or something like that, and some picks or some fillers to make it, to make it even, to see if Ja Morant is championship qualified. Kyrie has one. He probably wants another one. But let's just look at Dallas. They're stacked, just like back in the days. And they got a whole bunch of trade assets to give away. But the question is they going to put the right puzzle pieces together to land it? If not, you need to break up the roster. Cooper Flag, he either needs to not have to worry about Anthony Davis, or he needs not to worry about Kyrie Irving when he comes back. Older people with championships that just want to add on to their legacy and to their statistics. LeBron James shouldn't take one more jump shot, some people think. They think he should play point guard, pass the ball, and get a whole bunch of assists and other statistics to lock the game. I think LeBron James, with the exception of Ja Morant, Blake Griffin, and Amari Stoudemire, and people like that, Vince Carter, are the best. LeBron might be the best game dunker of all times. It's very arguable. I would argue or whatever, and then I would listen. But it's stuff like that that the NBA doesn't have a cap on, because I know you people don't want to hear this, but I came across Jayson Tatum in 2003, 2004. I don't think Jayson Tatum is his real name. His mom is one of those light-skinned Caribbean, half Spanish people that my whole life as soon as I come across one of them, they have this inappropriate laugh, and it's just annoying. So here you go, Jayson Tatum. Are you younger than Jaylen Brown? Or are you older than Jaylen Brown? Right? So me personally, remember me, just to give you a background story, I got a red chakra, Eastview School, White Plains, New York. Max Kellerman, my cousin, we had some dealings or whatever. I grew up tough life. And for some reason, I don't know how, I don't know where they're from, but Jayson Tatum and his mom is coming to the same basketball court, well, to the same school, and there's a basketball court across the street that I used to be at all the time. That's why I had died across the street. They know me. This is just some things that happen in my life. When certain people get eye contact with me, straight face eye contact with me, and in their brains and in their heart and their soul, they know me. Okay? So here's one. Jayson Tatum, since you're probably like 31 or older, because I knew you before the scar, and, as you was walking towards me with your mom and y'all holding candles, I guess incorporeally tapped in subconsciously with Max Kellerman like everybody else is, and you're walking across the street from the place where I died and came back alive with your mom smiling from ear to ear, and I don't know you, and then your mom comes on the basketball court when there's 4 other courts open, and they want to shoot on the basketball court with me while she stares at the laceration that's on everybody's skin, the incorporeal realm, everybody's skin, all y'all niggas. Just get off. Your moms, your girls, all that. Like, you can't have me. You can't have a kid that look like me or nothing. All right? It's just what it is. You can ask Kai Sinat's family, okay? They literally took my pictures as soon as I was born and tried to remake me. It's just not going to happen. But since you are taken away from Jaylen Brown, we might as well just trade you a straight trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why doesn't that work in both people's favors? I'm a Boston Celtics fan, right? Before there was a Jayson Tatum, are you 1 year younger than Jaylen Brown? Or are you 3 years, a high school or a college career? Or are you 3 years older than him? And did you not fake that injury? Just like, you seen Tyrese Halliburton go down with an injury and you probably thought it was a good idea. It was called the agony of defeat because you was on your way to another L, taking too much 3-point shots. You don't have a 3-point ball like you think you do. You're just 6'7". You're a right-handed bandit. Me personally, I already know I'm better than you. 5'9" and all. Listen to me. I'm a better basketball player than Jayson Tatum, and he does it for a living, all right? I got a better left hand than you. My three-point ball is better than yours with both hands. I don't care what nobody say. You just went through a whole bunch of training, and my handle is way better than yours, okay? For everybody that knew me back in the day, Kyrie's handle wasn't better than mine. How you like that? How you like that? You can ask all the people from N1 and stuff that came across me, if they still alive, that Kyrie, your handle was not better than mine. You're just taller than me. Remember that. So besides that, the Milwaukee Bucks have a beautiful roster, fully equipped for somebody like Jayson Tatum. Why not trade Jayson Tatum straight up for Giannis Antetokounmpo? Why? They got Bobby Porter, right? Bobby Porter is a big man that shoots the 3. They got what was his name? Miles Turner, the dude that built Legos. He's another tall guy that shoots. That's his run. That's Jayson Tatum. Ron Green, and give us Giannis. It's an even trade, right? I mean, what? What? Unless you want to do Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, and Chris Boucher, I think it was named Boucher, for somebody like Antetokounmpo, and a draft pick. We give him a draft pick because of his recent, injuries to his knees and his lower back, stuff like that. You see how they want to get rid of Jaren Jackson and Jonathan Kuminga? Why not just do the swap? You feel me? Why not just do the swap? Jonathan Kuminga for Jaren Jackson to see how it works. Or if you're going to break the Grizzlies up, Ja Morant, you could trade him, what did I say, for Trey Murphy III. And then you take Jaren Jackson, since they're going to have Trey Murphy III, you take Jaren Jackson and you go for somebody like Anthony Davis. You see what I'm saying? Like, you take Jaren Jackson, bring him to the Mavericks. Now he's playing with Coop. Don't have to worry about Anthony Davis, right? This is just what I'm saying. Don't have to worry about Anthony Davis. So it's Coop, Washington, Jaren. So now you have Kyrie, right, who's still in the air. Is he going to take away from Cooper? Would you trade him? Would you, since they want LeBron James going, would they trade Garland for Irving? And then LeBron opts out of contract and go over there? Or are they going to trade Anthony Simons for LeBron? And they'll operate that way. It's a bunch of stuff. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all have these problems. A straight trade for Jonathan Kuminga for Jaren Jackson, it solves it. Jimmy Butler's out. Ja Morant's out. Both of those players are unhappy. Unless you want to give Jaren Jackson to the Boston Celtics for the cheap. Or if you want to get Jonathan Kuminga for Derek White and Chris Boucher. You see what I'm saying? These are the trades that make sense to help teams with discipline and attitude. That's what I look for. I look for the discipline and attitude. Me personally, I just want to get rid of Jayson Tatum. Not because I just don't like him personally. It's just that he's overrated. Okay? It's like when you go in the streets and you see those, or you go in a facility, or if you enroll in a college or enroll in an institution or something, you take up some type of social class or social event or social obstacle course in life. And then you find a pretty girl, right? And nobody pays her attention. And then it's the other pretty girl who gets all the attention. And then when you really, really, really look at her, she's really not that pretty. It's like she has a magical aura that makes her popping. Maybe it's, mirror, mirror on the wall. I don't know. But I just know behaviors is nothing but behaviors. Nothing but behaviors. Me personally, I either want Cat. We could do a straight trade for Cat, for Tatum, Joel Embiid for Tatum, or Giannis for Tatum. Something like that. That's just something I would do. Right? Me personally, as a Celtic fan, I want nothing to do with Ja Morant. I mean, he's a super high jumper. But as far as his game, his overall game, like I said, when I was actively playing basketball and I could still play basketball and I could still do what I could do, I feel like I'm still better than a lot of people. Like, I got way stronger. Like, I was good back in the day. Like, when Jayson Tatum seen me, my jump shot was water and my handle was water. And since then, all I did was get bigger and stronger. See, Jayson Tatum saw me when I was 5'2", barely 100 pounds, about to go to college. And his mom must have thought it was, everything about me was funny until now. Until I expose what type of weirdo she is, right? And there's a whole bunch of female weirdos just like her that do the same thing when the name Barksdale pops in their head for some reason. Just saying. So, me personally, I feel like Ja Morant is almost out the league. It's just what it is. His game isn't all of that. He can jump high. He got probably the best traffic jam dunks ever in life. Can't take it away from him. Can't. He literally has probably 4 or 5, maybe 8 traffic dunks that can never be superseded, by anyone. But the reason why I call LeBron, he got more than 8 traffic jumps or whatever, dunks or whatever, but LeBron he jumped from the foul line in the game. He done did the jump man logo, and he could call body after body after body. It just looks flyer because Ja Morant is smaller and shorter, and the way he get up he fly like a bird, like a falcon. You know how a falcon can dive bomb? That's how that joint is, I like that. But as far as his handling, all of that, he has a jump shot only because he's athletic and in shape. Has nothing to do with his coordination or his game. You see what I'm saying? You see, all right, a player like VJ Edgecombe, sorry. He could play basketball. You see my point? You see the difference between somebody like Ja Morant and VJ Edgecombe? You see how VJ Edgecombe could really play basketball? He really can do everything. Like, you can neutralize Ja Morant. Me personally, one thing I got slept on that I do is as I play defense, and when I'm on a team, I know how to get y'all niggas shut down. So I would be able to stop Ja Morant dead serious. I would be able to set up something to just absolute. Some of these people are in the league and I don't know how they're in the league. I would be able to put the clamps on Jayson Tatum. Like, if I was a coach of a team, or if I was playing with a bunch of ballers that could ball, I would be able to get Jayson Tatum really frustrated. And same thing with Ja Morant. They have athleticism to an extent, but they don't have no game. They don't have no side to side. They have a very bland up and down game. They don't have no side effects. No special effects. They only have side effects. You see what I'm saying? Like, the ball bounces in your favor. That's a side effect. That's not a special effect. You've been playing basketball so long that the ball is used to you. That can happen. The ball can just fit you comfortably and bounce your way. You feel me? And a lot of people in the league, they don't have special effects. Like Tyrese Maxey. He could ball. That's a baller. He could play basketball. VJ Edgecombe. He could play basketball. Jayson Tatum is a right-handed bandit. Dead serious. He's a stiff, right-handed bandit that is 6'8", lying about his age. So if he's lying about his age, he might be stronger than how he comes off. You see what I'm saying? He's a little bit more programmed more. I know it for a fact. He's like 31. He's not 27. He's like 31, 32. Look at his beard, okay? That's not a beard of a 27-year-old man, okay? Jaylen Brown is 28. Now look at his beard, okay? That is a beard of a 28-year-old man. Now go look at Tatum's. He's not 27. That's a beard of a 30-year-old man. You see I'm hitting my 40s? You see I'm hitting my 40s? You see how it looks? You see how Jaylen Brown has it doesn't matter what age. Look, I know it's people in high school with beards. But look how the beard sits on their face. Look. It sits on you a certain way. That's how certain people could tell certain people's age. Just like Kai Cenat. Are you really 25 or are you in your 30s? Okay? Okay, you got 2 cuts on your face, meaning that your hair could come forward. We understand that. But look how developed your beard is. Okay? It's just not, listen, it's just certain things you can't pull on certain people. And once again, this goes with the discipline. This is a discipline that I'm talking about. This is the discipline that comes into the NBA. If you grew up your whole age with your parents, with your mom and your dad, knowing that you're lying about your age, just to progress in life and just to accomplish something as if going to the NBA or becoming an actor or actress or a musician and have to lie about your age to gain popularity, that means you obtained a bunch of negative, bad behaviors just by being quiet. Okay? Just because you stay quiet don't mean you're not in something or you're not guilty of something. You can stay quiet and you're in something and you can be guilty of something. Okay? It's just a reminder. So when I say specific trades like that, it's just to get the NBA, like, because I watch basketball and I'm a person where I really don't like trash talking. If y'all not fighting it, I don't want to hear it. I like good games. Did y'all hear Kevin Durant on TV? I'm watching TV. I'm watching Kevin Durant. He starts telling the fans to stop sucking his dick. You a grown man. You can hear it on national TV. And Kevin Durant has to be, he's probably one of the best players to ever play in the NBA. Most unstoppable people ever. And he doesn't get, the publicity LeBron is getting. But his mouth, the way he conducts himself, the way, he played with my cousin. He played with my cousin, Sean Kilpatrick. I got a cousin that went to the NBA. And he played with him too. And it's just the reason why KD lasted so long, despite injuries and everything, is because how he carry himself. 0 tolerance. And he's not gonna stick around and kiss up to the franchise. You see what I'm saying? The franchises, you need a person like KD. A person like Ja Morant, you can easily replace. I'm serious. You look at Victor Wembanyama, right? And you could try to turn him into Kevin Durant. You can try. But VJ Edgecombe came from college better than Ja Morant. See what I mean? So that's what I want to see. If you in the NBA getting paid millions and millions of dollars, you was a young buck, right? And you was just determined to play basketball. And now that you got older, you got paid, and your game is still the same. The only thing that really went up is your image. You have a bad boy image. I don't think you deserve to be in the NBA. And if you are in the NBA, because you get paid by every game, I think you should be disciplined in a way where you see how Ja Morant, he's too comfortable in Memphis. You see how, Memphis is gangster anyway. For everybody that know about Memphis, Tennessee period, Tennessee is gangster anyway. So this is what you do. You take him out of that. You take him away from that environment. And see how we act. See if he going to get buckets. Trade Ja Morant to the Utah Jazz. Right? He wants to shoot missile launches. He wants to shoot guns after every made shot. After every made shot, he wants to shoot his hand. He wants to signal his hand as a gun. Let's trade Ja Morant to the Utah Jazz. Away from all of the nigger shit, right? Just being real. And let's see how he acts. Is he gonna get a fan base? Or is he gonna get under his own skin and wild out on himself? That's my point. I'm not a hater. Jayson Tatum, right? If they find out Jayson Tatum is 31 and he won a championship, and the NBA decides to pursue that against the Boston Celtics can get in trouble. And then they'll be forced to sue Jayson Tatum. Meanwhile, we just had 3 championship opportunities. 3 championship opportunities that Jayson Tatum single-handedly shot us out of. 3. When we lost to Golden State in the championship, he shot us out. Think about the truth. Think about what I'm talking to you. Think about what I'm telling you. If he isn't in the league at that time, telling people he's in his early 20s when he's really pushing 30, the NBA and the games work different. They work different. Think about it. Jaylen Brown is having the best season of his life. The best season of his life. Come on. It's a wrap. What's the sense of bringing him back? It's stuff like that. It catches up to you. It catches up to you. Allen Iverson, the street life. It caught up to him. You feel me? Paul Pierce, person that I rooted for my whole basketball life. It caught up to him. When you are type of way, when you're type of way outside of the basketball court, and somebody actually finds out how you are and who you are, it's going to change the dynamic of everything. Because of how the game is. You got to shoot, pass, hack, steal, rebound, press, pick. They on a basketball court acting like they real full-blown killers. You know? Full-blown killers. So, I don't want to watch the NBA and get annoyed by a bunch of young, privileged, overpaid athletes, right? Who has this gangster persona because of the attributes in the game. I'm tired of it. Jayson Tatum is one. That's another one. That's my point. The NBA, y'all got to do something. Y'all teaching the kids out here. It's more about your personality than if you could make a jump shot or not. Or if you could break a press. Or if you could set a proper screen or draw a charge. So yeah, to clean up the NBA, trade Jayson Tatum to Milwaukee. Bring him to Wisconsin. This is what you do. You see Ja Morant, bring him to Utah. Or bring him to another gangster-ass place like New Orleans, right? New Orleans, like Louisiana. And let's see, right? Let's see how much you want to be a 60s Crip over there instead of playing basketball. Dead serious. You trade Jaren Jackson for Jonathan Kuminga. You trade Trey Murphy III for Ja Morant. You trade Tatum for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They can always go back to the old teams after it's over. That's it. When you do stuff, you see Giannis, right? You see how cocky Giannis was when Giannis first came to the league, and we seen how hungry he was for a championship. Me personally, like I said, if it's not the Celtics, I don't want nothing to do with you. I rooted for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I say, I want Giannis to win a championship. If it's not in Boston, I at least want him to get at least one championship. He wanted too bad. He got the championship. He wants another one. But his mental, because he accomplished it already. That's what I mean about y'all. Y'all in the league. Y'all got the millions. Y'all got the jersey sales. It's here already. Y'all losing bases with your inner self. We liked y'all when y'all was humble. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to like you again if you're on another team, humbled, playing for another championship. Look what they doing to LeBron. They're trying to single-handedly embarrass and humiliate LeBron James. Single-handedly. Look at the situation he's in. Now look at his attitude, right? Look at his attitude. What's next? What's next? Y'all traded for him. He never wants to go back to Cleveland. He only came to LA for the business endeavors, right? Then LA, they land the Great White Hope, Luka Doncic, magically, and now they want to start over and get rid of LeBron's legacy. And he don't like that. They're about to hurt. Watch what they do to LeBron. They're gonna do something. They're gonna make a decision without LeBron's say so, and it's gonna cause controversy. And it's gonna prove my point also. If you trade LeBron back to Cleveland, where he left and never wanted to be again, what does that tell you as LA, as the franchise? What does that tell you? You see? You see how grimy that is? If they trade LeBron for Anthony Simons, and I want to keep Anthony Simons, I do not want LeBron James on our team because I feel like, on the Boston Celtics, I feel like LeBron, if he has to get traded to the Boston Celtics, LeBron is not going to put his all into the Boston Celtics. I seen it with Kyrie. Kyrie did not want to play for the Boston Celtics. He didn't. He just wanted to get some highlights, some stats, and some points without being overshadowed by somebody like LeBron James. And that's what he got. He got a couple of years, a couple of highlight reels in green and gold to go on a trading card for his career. He didn't dedicate himself for no championship. You see what keeps happening to him? He's either getting traded or he keeps getting hurt. Come on. You got the medical staff in the NBA they're purposely slowing down players. Purposely. They did it to De'Aaron Fox. They did it to Paul George. They did it to Carmelo Anthony. The medical staff. Making y'all wear all those pads and stuff. That's hurting y'all. You see how Giannis is his knee and his calf or his back. And ironically, everybody that's hurt, or if you got a sore spot or something you can't play, you've been wearing those pads unnecessarily. There it is right there. So when you look around the league and you see a pattern of certain people, they keep getting hurt, right? You see how you keep getting hurt, Giannis? And you have to have these pads on. And it's like the medical staff they don't like your attitude. So they're making you wear these things to hurt you. Don't you know that's real? That's real. It's because of y'all conduct, the way y'all talking, the way y'all carry yourself, and everything. Ja Morant, don't send him to New York. Don't send him to Brooklyn. Don't send him right to New Orleans. He wants to. Yeah. They blew too. He wants smoke. He wants to shoot his bazooka. Go to New Orleans. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it's Ja Morant or if it's the place that he's in. Because for the Boston Celtics, it's Jayson Tatum. It's Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum has to go. Stuff like that. You know? Atsukumbo. He's done. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks' roster. Look at their roster. Look at their roster from head to toe. Right? That is a perfect fit for Jayson Tatum. Now look at the Boston Celtics roster as a perfect fit for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Say, for instance, they trade Giannis, right, for Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant. What you think is going to happen? I got Antetokounmpo asking to get out of Antetokounmpo. Yeah, I got him. He's getting out of Memphis. If they was to trade him, yeah, for Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson, I bet you he's not going. And that's our point right there. That's my point right there. You know, the league got to do something. They got to crunch down. They gave too many people freedom, and people is deciding when they want to play and when they don't want to play. Like you people never say nothing about Kawhi Leonard, right? Kawhi Leonard, he doesn't play enough to make the All-Star team. But one thing about Kawhi Leonard, the reason why he lasted so long in the league is he's letting everybody else that made the NBA play. Whether he's faking an injury or he really has an injury and he's taking his time, you have to give your props to somebody like Kawhi Leonard, because all the other players that's entered the NBA, they have an opportunity to play. There's no greed on his end. Watch how the Lakers show racism. That's why LeBron needs to demand a trade now. If LeBron doesn't demand a trade, they're going to hurt LeBron's legacy by showing his true colors. If they make a move that he doesn't approve or he's not comfortable with. That's what you people, that's what I want y'all to see. And it's about to happen. The only thing I would do right now, because it seems like Derek White, for me being a Celtics fan, it seems like Derek White doesn't want Tatum to come back. And it seems like the Celtics is just fixated on Jayson Tatum, and I'm not. Only thing I would do right now is package Derek White. If I couldn't get Antetokounmpo, I would try to get Jaren Jackson or Jonathan Kuminga. Otherwise, I'm staying pat and trying to trade Jayson Tatum. It looks like the league is rigged. It looks like LeBron is about to get traded for Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons is a baller. Anthony Simons' contract is what, $27 million, and an expiring contract of $29 million. $29 million is a lot of money. Anthony Simons has $29 million this last year. And bro been in the league for only 7 years. And he's only what, 20? He's 27, 28 or younger than that. Come on. Look at that. They trade Jayson Tatum. They trade LeBron James. This is what I see. Trading LeBron James for Anthony Simons, expiring contract. So now Simons is playing with Luka Doncic on the Lakers. Everybody knows Simons can light it up. And Jayson Tatum's favorite player is LeBron James. Jayson Tatum, what you fail to realize, right? When you was taking pictures with LeBron James, my cousin was right next to you taking pictures with LeBron James. Okay, Jayson Tatum? When you was in White Plains, New York, and you was in Yonkers, New York, you failed to realize, Jayson Tatum, that you was with my family. You was with a whole bunch of family members of mine. When y'all was running around being promiscuous and all of that, you was with my family. You was with my cousins and stuff, my little younger cousins and all of that. You know, so you got a behavior like them. You got the same behavior that they got. You see that Kai Cenat and that DDG Deshae Frost behavior? That's what you got. See what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front. It for certain people to bump into somebody like me and my eyes light up red or my eyes light up a different color and you look at me and they change. you would probably think about me for the rest of your life, or I would probably think about you for the rest of your life and the rest of my natural life, had it been vice versa. It's very possible. It's very possible. But we got to look deeper into the situation. And I'm very uncomfortable on certain people still thinking about me for over 20 years. Especially if you're lying about your age. Look what you did. There's nothing. I don't care about the championship or nothing. Jaylen Brown is better than Jayson Tatum. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Now it's time for Jayson Tatum to go to another team, right? Without another astonishing guard or small forward, and put in that work. Because you have to prove it to me. You just do. You have to prove it to me. Right? You just do. Sorry. The NBA's rigged. They're gonna wait Jayson Tatum out. He didn't. I watched the game. Where he supposedly got injured. From me to you, I feel like he faked it. He missed too many 3-pointers in the clutch. He missed too many shots, and he faked it. I'm dead serious. And this is what doctors do. All a doctor would do is get a machine, act like he is hurt, cut him open, leave him sleep sedated for a couple of hours, stitch him, didn't fix nothing, stitch him back up, show him he has a scar, and that's that. That's what I got from this situation. That's what I got. See, Jimmy Butler got hurt. You feel me? Jimmy Butler got hurt recently. Go look at Jayson Tatum's injury last year in the playoffs. Did he not fake it or not? Because they was losing. And now y'all see, JB is better than Jayson Tatum. However, they have JB as being older than Tatum. And JB is really younger than Tatum. That could mess up everything. That's probably why Jaylen Brown's father is in jail right now. Jaylen Brown's father is in jail for murder right now. Right now. And it's stuff like that where Jayson Tatum is lying about his age and impacting his son's play and everybody else's son play that could boil over until Jaylen Brown loses his father for killing somebody in a parking lot. Okay? Understand that that's very, very reality-like. Understand that. You have to go. I'm disturbed by Jayson Tatum. I haven't seen Jayson Tatum in person or his weird-ass mom in 22 years. And I haven't seen him in person. And I put any amount of money on it. From 22 years ago, knowing what I had since the age of 7, that they have been thinking about me. They didn't ask me my name or nothing. Nothing. They know me by having a scar in the chakra and being red. Being a Native American Indian. A Redskin Indian, right? That's it. You know? Y'all, that's what you know me by. And then you got the nerve to be around all of my little cousins. Right after I went to Virginia. Right? We fast forward 22 years later. You fake an injury. Now that you fake an injury, you're exposed because people was talking against him. It happened. Somebody else besides myself said the same thing. Jayson Tatum is lying about his age. Now look at your karma. I bet you your teammates don't want to be with you or nothing. Now everybody going to ask, how'd you get the scar on your face? Because when I met Jayson Tatum, he didn't have a scar on his face. And his mom was laughing, staring at mine. I guess she must have jinxed him. And it worked. But she was a widow. And this is the karma. This is what I'm talking about. This is the karma. It is. Got to break it up. I would take Jonathan Kuminga right now. I would trade Jayson Tatum right now for Jonathan Kuminga or Jaren Jackson. If we can't get Giannis, that's what I would do. Certain cats is just not ballers. VJ Edgecomb is a baller. You see what I mean? Tyrese Maxey is a baller. Jaylen Brown is a baller. Peyton Pritchard is a baller. You see, he could ball. Jayson Tatum is older than what he's saying he is. That's what it is. Otherwise, the Celtics would have had like 3 championships, and he would have had 3 championships. This is just it right there. It's just it right there. I was small for my age. Now if I would have got left back and my parents would have made me lie about my age, and I'd have played basketball with all the people that was coming up with me, I'd have probably been an NBA draft pick also. What are you talking about? If I was lying about my age, I'd probably be the best content streamer in the world like Kai Cenat. If I lied about my age. You see how it takes away from the organicness? Sometimes I don't watch the Celtics. I'm a diehard Celtic fan. I got a 3-leaf clover tatted on me. Diehard Celtic fan. Paul Pierce made my Celtic fan career, because he went in, he took on Kobe, T-Mac, Vince Carter, AI, all of them. So the way he held himself down, I said, I'm going to hold myself down against all the competition, just like Boy held himself down against everybody. Feel me? Had game. Jayson Tatum is just older than what he's saying. That's what I'm trying to prove to everybody. Okay? Got to get him out of there. I'm telling the Celtics, they got to get him out of there, or the Celtics could get sued by the NBA. And they could get sued by other teams. That's why I want him gone. I don't like Ja Morant whatsoever, for the fact on how he is, and he's a bug out. Not just because he's not that good. He's not that good to me. He could just jump extra high. He's just athletic. When you're in shape, you can do whatever you want. Okay? Whatever you want. If I go to boxing practice right now, and I practice boxing right now, right? And then I leave boxing practice and I go to the basketball court, my jump shot is gonna be so water with both hands. I'm outside hitting threes with my left. People that I grew up with did not know I was naturally left-handed. When I'm by myself, nobody's outside scouting me, I'm using my left hand, right? So nobody never knew about that. When I leave basketball practice, I ran 6 to 8 miles or whatever. My jump shot with both hands, I cannot miss. Somebody's in front of me, 5-on-5 games, 3-on-3 games by myself. You see what I'm saying? When you in shape, you can just do what you want. But people that's not that much in shape and they got game, they could play basketball, they got game, that's what I look for. Paul Pierce wasn't in shape like that. He could just play basketball. KG, he was mad fragile, mad skinny, right? Getting bullied by Shaq and other power forwards. But what? He could play basketball. He had the whole thing, the whole package. Not a right-handed bandit. Jayson Tatum is a right-handed bandit. Stephen Curry could play basketball. But you see Klay Thompson? You saw Klay, he's not a basketball player. He can just shoot the basketball. And he's 6'7". That's what I look for in the NBA. That's why if the NBA closed down tonight, I wouldn't care. It's just something not on TV, because I'm looking at 75% of them is just height. They're just size. They're just height. That's it. These niggas ain't got no game whatsoever. Drew Holiday has no game whatsoever. You understand that? No game. He has no game whatsoever. Sam Hauser on the Boston Celtics. He can hit a shot. He can hit an open shot. But can he go to the Milwaukee Bucks by himself, or to the New York Knicks by himself, and carry the team? That's what I look for. So the trades I want to see. I want to see Ja Morant get traded for Trey Murphy III. And I want to see if Ja Morant can play with Zion Williamson, being that they was on the same AAU team together. That's one trade I want to see. I want to see Jonathan Kuminga get traded from Golden State. And I want to see Jaren Jackson get traded from Memphis too. Yep. That's a fact. I like Walker Kessler, but I don't think the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies can exchange Ja Morant for Walter Kessler because Walter Kessler's hurt. I don't think you could trade Walker Kessler right now. Because it all depends on the severity of the injury. Say, for instance, Jimmy Butler. You see how bad he got hurt? He's eligible to get traded now, but his stock will fall because he's out for the entire season. Walker Kessler's situation is not the same thing. If you sprain something, you out for a couple of months, you out for a couple of months. You could be back in playoffs. However, Jimmy Butler, he might not play next season either. See the difference? You got a torn ACL or Achilles or whatever. Jayson Tatum, this is how we know Jayson Tatum is lying. You should not be able to come back. You're threatening us to come back to play. Yes, you are. You're threatening to ruin the whole chemistry. Out of the last 20 games the Boston Celtics has played, you see how many we won without you. You see that, right? You're threatening us to come back. If they land LeBron, I put any amount of money on it, y'all. Any amount of money. If the Boston Celtics trade Anthony Simons for LeBron James right now, Jayson Tatum is going to come back the same game LeBron plays. I put money on it. I put any amount of money on it. I put any amount of money on it. I put my beard on it. I put any amount of money on it. Any amount of money. You can see it. It's too set up. You have to watch. You have to watch Stephen A. Smith, Michelle Beadle, Malika Andrews, all of those little segments. This joint is like a soap opera. You see when they tell the little stories and stuff like that? It's rigged. They're actually telling you the stories to set up for the next spot. So if you haven't been watching the NBA soap opera, you're not gonna care for what I'm saying. But if you understand what I'm saying, then you see that the NBA is this close from being shut down. Yeah, this close from the NBA not existing, being closed down, and some rules have to be implemented, and they have to start all over. Okay? Know that. Know that. Know that for a fact. Right-handed bandit. Jayson Tatum, you can get traded right now. Right now. Good riddance. Good riddance. Right-handed bandit. I'm convinced. I'm done. I'm convinced. You're just 6'8". That's it. Listen, if they trade LeBron James to the Boston Celtics, do you know how mad I'm going to be? Do you know how mad I'm going to be? I got to watch his head. I got to watch that nigga's head. I got to watch the back of his head. I watch every Celtic game. Every Celtic game. You mean to tell me y'all didn't go for him when he had hair and he had a headband? You're gonna bring him to the Boston Celtics for 1 year to see if Jayson Tatum can convince him to stay until his other son comes to the NBA? That's how close they are. Yeah. When Jayson Tatum was in New York taking pictures with LeBron James, Rucker Park and everything, 2004. Yeah, 2003, 2004, when LeBron James got into the league, when he was with Jay-Z, when he was a point guard, Jayson Tatum, you was in the same park as my cousins, taking pictures with LeBron James. This is what I asked Deshae Frost, Monique, Kai, and all that. Are you sure? Listen, niggas. Are you sure You don't want to fix and correct your wrongs? I'm just saying, are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? You sure you don't want to fix that? It's called being a coward. Cowards go to hell. Not necessarily all the time. Not necessarily people that kill people. Not everybody that killed somebody is going to hell. Moses, the prophet Moses, he didn't kill nobody. I mean, he didn't go to hell. He killed somebody, right? Jesus, for what we know, it looked like he suffered a lot, and he didn't lay a hand on nobody. Do y'all not get the concept of what God is? Just like, just like the law system. That's what it is. Government of departments. When they see that you're a tough cookie, when they see that you're a real badass, they like you. But if they see you a criminal and you a coward and you do stuff like you shoot somebody and run, or you cut somebody in the back of their head and you run like a little bitch, right? That's when they want you hurt. But if you solid and you stand on it, you know how some people will come knock your block off and go to court and stand on it and go back to jail and go knock somebody else's block off. Yeah, the white people that's in charge, they respect that more than they respect the coward. And obviously so does God. Because if you didn't read your Bible or whatever, I don't know if you did, but cowards, you're more subject to the hellfire than a fucking serial killer. I'm being dead serious. Now, this is a person, I read the Bible, I read the Quran, all right? I read it more than once, the whole joint. And it's right there. Yeah. If you a coward, I'm talking about a straight coward, and you don't stand up for yourself out the right way, you are more subject and deemed for hellfire and eternal punishment than a serial killer. Just being real with you. I'm just being real. I'm being real with you. And lying about your age just so you can be an advantage or have an advantage over people is one of the most top coward situations. And y'all mothers is backing y'all parents is letting that happen. Is one of the most cowardly things you can do. Is running away from that. That's what it is. I know a lot of people don't understand something, and you look to admire other people that you probably look down on because you're financially stable, But look how it goes away. Look how your financialness can go away, but my root is embedded in me forever. You can't take that from me. See what I mean? You see how the NBA is in trouble? The NBA is in trouble, whether you like it or not. Too much. It's too much lying about their age. Niggas is lying about their age. You got RJ Barrett. He got ran out of New York. They traded him from New York because it came out, because he's from Canada. He's Canadian. They traded RJ Barrett not for trade assets. It's because it came out that he was a full-blown homosexual, paying other men, just like Stephon Diggs, Cardi B's new baby father, paying other men for sexual pleasures. Full-blown homosexual. Same thing. Yeah, and these people, they get money. They get a whole bunch of money. They drop money on people's heads, and certain things happen. Come to find out, this is not this person's real identity. That's not his real name. Is Jayson Tatum his real name? That's not his real age. Did he cut himself in his face like Kai Cenat did? Or did his face hit the rim? Which one was it? This is it. This is it. You go to the NBA, you go to a game, you got Kevin Durant. When you all you're doing is this, putting your thumbs down because he's on the opposing team. He wants to walk in the crowd and tell you to suck his dick. Okay? It's stuff like that. The other countries don't like it. You see that the NBA has opened up to the other countries. You see the NBA is way better talent-wise If it didn't get better talent-wise, the NBA wouldn't have lasted and stayed on air, right? So they opened up the door to the country, the overseas players, and there's way more better overseas players now than there was back in the day, meaning there's more competition. However, y'all are lying about your age. Y'all can't do that. America, you can't do that. He's not 27. He's 32. You see? You see how dangerous that is? That's dangerous. That's dangerous to have Jaylen Brown's father got so mad. He got so mad that he murdered somebody in the parking lot. I don't think y'all hear that. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't catch on to certain stuff. You don't see that? That something is happening back there? Yeah. His son is being overshadowed. His black son is being overshadowed in a white franchise by a spam-ass, lying-ass, light-skinned family. Jayson Tatum is weak. I don't care what nobody say. He's not strong either. He's not. He's sharp. It's like if you run into him, you're going to hurt yourself. If you grab a rebound or something and you bump into Jayson Tatum, you might turn your ankle or something like that. That's what that shit comes from. That's where it comes from. When you lie about your age and stuff like that, you hang around people that you're really older than, and you think stuff like that happens. You start falling down the stairs, hitting your head on the stairs. I'm dead serious. I'm dead ass serious. All types of bizarre shit starts happening. Your teeth start messing up out of nowhere. Your hairline starts disappearing. When somebody's lying about their age and they're around you, that's the type of fucked up shit that happens. I'm dead serious. I just get rid of it. That's why I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to be around none of y'all. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you're older than what you're saying you are, you're hiding something. And then more than likely, it's homosexuality. And that's another thing Jayson Tatum was participating in over here. Because I got a little cousin that was touched over here. And I'm still out here kicking people's asses. It's neither here nor there. But you know, Jayson Tatum, you know what it is. You feel me? So, you gotta go. You feel me? Can't be on the Boston Celtics team. No more. I write. Besides making videos, I'm on blogs. I'm on websites. I write paragraphs and pages and stuff like that. And I talk to people that way. I don't really need, this way to do it, even though people watch it this way. I communicate by using like pen and paper or typing. And for everybody to find out that Jayson Tatum is really not 27, that kind of pissed a lot of people off. If you don't care, you don't care. But Jaylen Brown lost his father. Frustration. Right? Frustration. Somebody say something. Just imagine that. You in the parking lot. Your son has a certain destiny that you wanted to have for him. And now it's tainted because his teammate and his mom, the teammate's mom, is weirdos. And they're lying about their age and they don't give a fuck about nobody else. It's all about colorism. So yeah, trade Jayson Tatum for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's how it looks to me. I take it. Look, they got Miles Turner, Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Porter Jr. I forgot this new dude, this new light-skinned dude is nice. The point guard there. Yeah, Jayson Tatum, you need to just go there. Word. And give us Giannis. Take your 27 years and your mom. Take your mom. And take your 27. And Deuce, your son Deuce. You see how your son Deuce look, right? That's what I'm saying. We could tell you're lying about your age. You see how Deuce looks, right? Yeah, your son. We could tell you're lying about you. Go to Milwaukee. Go to Wisconsin. Let's see how good he is. Yeah. Who isn't gonna come to the Boston Celtics and be popping? Who? What one person didn't come to the Boston Celtics and do their thing at the Boston Celtics? Sebastian Telfair, Jeff Teague, all of these players that were supposed to be written off and out the league, when they came to Boston, they had a very, very, very great rebirth. Paul Millsap. Who else? Rasheed Wallace. You remember that? They came back after people written them off. They came to the Boston Celtics because that's how they are. They had good careers. Bye, Jayson Tatum. Bring Giannis and let's see how it works. I'm telling you, I bet you off the court, something is going to happen with Jayson Tatum. He leaves Boston. Something off the court is going to happen with Jayson Tatum. Put money on it. Put any amount of money on it. Any amount. Or, this is what they could do. Jaren Jackson for Andrew Wiggins, right? See if Andrew Wiggins can get along with Ja Morant. Andrew Wiggins is not a loud personality in anything. Andrew Wiggins is quiet. He's to himself. He's not like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like dancing and enjoying it. He's real stern and serious. And see how that works out. It's stuff like that. You got to see. You know? Too much line. Like, I don't know how old VJ Edgecomb is, but VJ Edgecomb, you see how he's a little bit more mature in his basketball game than a rookie in the NBA is supposed to be. It's stuff like that, you know. But I know Jayson Tatum is lying about his age. You know. Lakers trading LeBron to Cleveland. He'll probably retire. You know. He'll probably retire right then and there. Stuff like that. You know. Y'all have no clue. No clue whatsoever. Oh. See, Kevin Durant could play basketball. You know, are you in shape or can you play basketball? I think Ja Morant for trade Murphy III is a nice trade. I think that's what everybody's looking for. I think that could also humble Ja Morant too. Word. If we can't get Giannis, I would take Jonathan Kuminga and somebody else for Tatum, or a straight trade. I'll take a straight trade, or I'll take Jaren Jackson for Jayson Tatum. Just to let you know. He's not really hurt. He's faking an injury. The league is rigged. They're trying to trade LeBron James. They're trying to get LeBron off the Lakers. That's what it is. They're trying to get LeBron off the Lakers. And I wanted to tell everybody, I know for a fact that Jayson Tatum wants to play with LeBron James. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to trade LeBron for Anthony Simons. But LeBron is not going to commit. You can tell he's not going to commit. You know? But I feel bad for Jaylen Brown. He lost his pops last 3, 4, 5 years, or however long. He's been getting lied on, lied to. Like, yeah. You know? And we won last night against Brooklyn without Derek White. So, if I could, like I said, if I could get a straight trade, Jonathan Kuminga for Derek White, or Derek White for Jaren Jackson, I'd do it. Or if I could get a straight trade for Giannis and Tatum, I'd do it. But I think New Orleans, they should go for Ja Morant. And I think what you call it? And I think Golden State, if they don't keep Jonathan Kuminga, they need to go for Giannis. This is just personally. I mean, I'm a Celtic fan and I want Giannis, but I think that's what they could do. I think if they trade Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, and somebody else for Giannis, I think they'll do it. I just, that's how I see it. You know, like me personally, Shireman, uh, Josh Minott, Derek White, I would do that for Jaren Jackson or Kaminga or something like that, But we'll see. Basically, I don't know. I just feel like the league might get in trouble because it's too much. It's too much going on. Like you gotta have some type of discipline or whatever. You see what I'm saying? The Cats is reckless, man. You gotta break it up, break the band up. They too comfortable where they at.